Alright, so we're doing another quick live stream. I'm sorry, I'm spamming you guys. But I'm just trying to figure out how this works. And I'm not the most technically gifted person ever. So it's, like I deleted the videos where I said this, but it's an enormous learning curve for me to figure this out. To try to get all the pieces in place, all the which encoding software is the best, so where I can actually interact with people and stuff like that. I've never done a lot of this stuff before, so it's it's getting a little spammy, and I'm really sorry about that, but hopefully it's going to be worth it when I can be able to set this up, not only just here at the house and be talking to you guys and maybe even having you here while I'm working, that kind of stuff, but to be able to go out into the community and record some of the stuff in town, live stream some of the gunfight events and some of the festivals and stuff, because about every month and a half there's some big weekend going on in Tombstone. Here coming up, we're having Buffalo Soldier Days, and we're going to be doing I think 5 different live gunfights for that weekend, 3 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday, and then we're going to do 2 gunfights during Freedom Day, which is right around 4th of July. And I'm really hoping I can get this all set up and live stream some of that, and I'll be all, saloon girled up. One of the skits I'm singing, so that'll be super fun, and I'm hoping I can set up and live stream for that event, especially the skit where I get to sing Big Iron by Marty Robbins. That'll be fun. So I'm hoping that all this spammy bullshit that I'm having to put you guys through right now will be helpful down the road and lead to some cooler things, other than just me sitting in my room talking to my phone to you guys, which is the end goal, is what hopefully I'll trying all these different encoding software platforms to broadcast on YouTube and live stream will make it worth it. So I'm figuring it out. It keeps auto-focusing, so we'll just keep moving that around. But for right now, I just wanted to make this a little bit longer, and this one I'm actually going to keep up. The other test streams were just some bullshit to see if they were actually going on YouTube, and they seem to be, and I'm hoping that that's going to be good. But we had some excitement around here this morning. Something that's actually becoming a little more commonplace than I'm comfortable with. But I was over at my friend's ranch with my youngest daughter, Mo, and we were actually letting Mo play with the Christmas donkeys that they got. They very recently adopted all the horses over at Rocking are rescue animals. They have horses, they have minis, and now they have these 2 Christmas donkeys, and they all are basically rescue animals that needed a home and then have gone through the temperament training and all that stuff to help be equine assisted therapy animals. And so now very recently, like within the last 2 weeks, the most, they got these 2 Christmas donkeys. It's a mother and a daughter Christmas donkeys, which are smaller. They're about the size of the mini horses. So, and their tiny little hooves are like, they leave the cutest little teeny tiny hoof prints in the dirt out there. It was cracking me up. But anyway, I digress. I took Mo out there to meet the donkeys, Dominique and Natalie, and we're loving on them and whatnot. And we went in to the office to talk to Leia about some unrelated projects that are kind of going on, and to just generally gossip, because, you know, we live in a small town. That's what you do, is you go over and chit chat with your friends. So before we went inside, we're out with the donkeys and one of the new horses, Bella, and I saw 3 Border Patrol SUVs going with some quickness through the neighborhood and turning out toward the edge of the neighborhood. It's just outside of town in Tombstone. And we're like, wonder what's going on there, because we've had a little drug smuggling related excitement lately. So I wonder if that's got something to do with it. So then we go inside, and the ranch foreman comes in and is like, a few sheriff's deputy vehicles have gone past, lights on, and there's a helicopter buzzing our immediate area. So we look out the window, and there's the sheriff's helicopter, or the Border Patrol. I don't remember which agency, but one of the law enforcement helicopters is buzzing around the ranch, and the surrounding area. It wasn't like us being singled out, but so we get, make sure we leave our keys in the car, and we go in and lock the door, and I text Chris and was like, well, I'm not going home at this time. I'm not going to go until the helicopter's done circling around, because the last time this happened, which wasn't very long ago, maybe a month, was happening a little closer to our house rather than out in the area where the ranch is, which is like a mile. I think we live a mile and a half from the Rocking R, but still, it was the same thing. It was, every law enforcement agency in town was driving through the neighborhood really slow, and there's a helicopter buzzing around because somebody's running with drugs, because we're very close to the border check. And they come out here thinking I guess they're going to drive out in the desert and lose the cops. All these neighborhoods are closed loop. Unless you're just going to literally drive your car out over the scrub desert, because it's not open desert, it's scrubby mesquite and stuff. So unless you're going to drive right through there, you're not, getting anywhere. But apparently they rammed the police car and were for it, and it keeps auto-focusing. I should probably talk with my hands less, which is really going to be hard for me. But so I stayed a little extra over there, because the last time that was happening, okay, I think I'm back. Anyway, before I got home, I turned and to go a different way back, and because they were blocking the regular way I usually go, and they had. So anyway, I don't know how many times that got interrupted, but like I said, this is a learning curve thing for me. I shut off I had YouTube up on my computer, so I could kind of see, but a little better without having to see the tiny thing on the phone. But we'll just try it with just the phone and see if that stays better. But anyway, there's been a lot of running from the cops in my neighborhood. Which, like I said, there's like one road out of the neighborhood over here. Holiday is what, Holiday Estates, and then out past the city limits. I think they basically still call this whole area States, but there's one road out. There's one road toward Gleason. Like, once you turn back into our neighborhood, it's all closed loops, unless you're heading all the hell way out to Gleason. So note to any drug smugglers planning on running from the cops, don't come out in the Holiday neighborhood at Tombstone, because there's no way out. You're not getting out. That's one thing I really learned when I moved out here. I'm from the Midwest. I'm from Indiana, and there's 6 back ways to get anywhere, because there's all these country roads, and you might be driving through a cornfield, but there's a back way to get there. If you know the general direction that you're going in, you're going to get there. That doesn't happen here. There's one road there, maybe 2. And that's never really more evident than when there's an accident and you're stuck. There's 2 ways to, well, I guess 3. There's 3 ways to get to Tombstone. And if there's a wreck on one, you're going to go, you're going to drive 20 minutes back, and then 20 minutes over, and then 20 minutes, back this way toward, it's a hot mess. So if you think you're going to come out in these neighborhoods and get the fuzz, it's not going to happen. They've tried twice. Lately we've had 2 runners where they've had to have a manhunt situation in my neighborhood, and they had one dude drive into the barricade at the border patrol station. Oh, are we back? Yay! Yay, we're back. So anyway, I don't know what inspires that, but not a fan. Not a fan for myself personally. Not a fan for I have kids and pets here. Don't really want to get tied up in somebody's misguided effort to run from the cops because they were trying to smuggle drugs. But that is one of the things about living close to the border, I guess. So it's excitement. But anyway, in other news, my life has not just been police chases and helicopters and stuff lately. We've had some coolness going on. We're moving forward with the first issue of Thunderbird. Driver is the name of the first issue. We are hoping to have that first issue out by September 1st. We still have our cover art contest, or cover art vote. It's not really a contest. Cover art vote is still up on our Facebook page. So go on Facebook and search for Thunderbird Publishing, and you can vote with a heart emoji, or no, I guess it's not an emoji, a heart emoticon for your favorite cover. There are 3 choices, and so we're gonna have that up soon. The winner of that will be announced on Friday, and we'll, as soon as I can get that plugged in, we're going to open it up for pre-orders. So we have everything ready by September 1st for the first issue to come out. I've started storyboarding for the second issue. I think I'm about, I was numbering the panels and I'm in the high 30s. And the last one had just under 200 panels altogether. So, not quite a fourth. Almost a fourth. So, progress. It's going a lot better. I'm having a lot of fun. I have a new storyboarding format because I am not an artist. Which is why I have Tony being an artist for me. Thanks, Tony. And I found I was spending a lot of time in the actual physical drawn storyboards trying to figure out how the fuck to interpret what I was thinking into picture, especially when it was a lot of times stick figures. It was just, I was losing a lot of my train of thought trying to figure that out. So our storyboarding technique now is more, I'm writing a script and each panel has stage directions as if it were a script, just because that's something I'm more familiar with. So it has the panel number, the stage directions, a reference picture if necessary, and then the dialogue. So there's a lot of me walking around Tombstone right now, taking pictures of parked cars and people sitting in the gazebo at the park, and just weird stuff that I'm seeing the people look at me like, why is she taking multiple angles of a Jeep parked on 5th Street? I don't get it. But that's alright. I don't mind being a weirdo. And when I showed the new format, the new storyboarding format to Tony, I was like, do you understand this? Because this helps me understand it better, but if it doesn't translate to the illustrator, it's not helpful. So she said that she liked it, she could understand it, and the reference pictures were more in line because I was like sending her the storyboard and then like texting her oh, and here's the, by the way, here's the reference picture. And so then she was getting them lost and out of order, like, we have this picture, which panel is that for, or whatever. So it's a lot more organized, and I'm working a lot faster with it. And I can take that little surface that I have, take it uptown, and you know, I put the photos from my phone into the Dropbox, and then the surface, pull them off and put them on there, and it's a lot better. And I can have that on there. I also, let's see what else exciting is going on. I got to go help make a movie the other day, which was super awesome. I went out with Ian and his crew for Catch Me Kill Me production. Ian and Justin and their crew with Catch Me Kill Me Productions, and we went out to Miracle Valley, which probably don't know what that is, but out in Palominas, Arizona, there's an area called Miracle Valley, and there used to be like a Bible college out there. Very commune-ish, very super cool stuff like that. There was a group, was a pastor that followed the Bible college out there and set up their own little mini commune across the street. They had a lot of run-ins with the law, and there ended up being altercation called Shootout at Miracle Valley. Look it up. There's 2 really good books written by a local who was on the periphery of that whole event. I thought gave a very fair, I mean, obviously I wasn't there and I don't know what I don't know, but I felt that those books about Shootout at Miracle Valley, which I don't have the book, I borrowed it. I don't know what the author's name is, I'm really sorry, but check out all the info about Shootout at Miracle Valley. But the seminary, the Bible college, has been sitting empty. It's changed hands many times. People have gone out there, started the fixing up, ran out of money, went. But we got to go through all the, dilapidated dorms, and there's a spooky, very haunted asylum vibe shower area. It was really cool, and we got to film. They let me hold lights and that kind of stuff, and it wasn't much to them, but to me it was like everything. And I got to help with the movie, and my husband Chris had a small part in it, which I know I'm biased, but I think he did a fantastically amazing job, and was super scary and badass, and got to yell, and it was pretty cool. So that movie is the trailer's out. They're still doing a little cleanup filming, but oh, sorry, it's very uncomfortable. They're still doing a little filming, but it's supposed to be out this fall, and the trailer is up. If you go in my liked videos, you'll see Monkey Farm by Catch Me Kill Me. Give the trailer a watch. You'll love it. I'll keep you posted on when it's going to come out. Give it a like, leave it a comment, share it with all your peeps. It's going to be a really good movie, and it's made for like nothing. Nothing. Just a bunch of people going out because they love movies and trying to make a movie happen. So give them some love, definitely, and give that a share and a like and a love and a comment, and check back for updates on that. So that was super cool. And then, as I said earlier in the stream, we got some gunfight stuff coming up. We got lots of cool stuff happening here in Tombstone, and with our family, and with Thunderbird, and just a lot of cool Tombstoner stuff going on. And it's occurred to me lately how super cool my life is right now, and that I need to stop focusing on the negative stuff, focus on the positive stuff, because there's a lot of fucking super cool things going on for me right now. So I want to share them with you guys and keep you a little more posted about what's going on, not just with the comic, not just with any one aspect, but kind of everything that's going on. So I'm going to end that there for now. I'm sure I'm going to think of some other cool stuff to talk about, and hopefully in the next couple days I'll get this a little more figured out, and I'll take you guys uptown with me a little bit, and you can see some little slices of life, what it's like for us here in Tombstone, and all the really cool opportunities that we've gotten here. It's strange that I live in the smallest town I've ever lived in my life. I used to think that I was from a small town, but this is a small town. There's like 1,100 full-time residents, and that's it. But smallest, most remote town I've ever lived in, and I have the most opportunities I've ever had. So I think that's pretty cool. And I'm going to start sharing that a little bit more and more with you guys. Hopefully this will get less spammy and more actual content like this stream here was. And hopefully get some interest in will get some of you chatting with me, asking me questions, talking to me about the cool stuff that's going on here. And for sure I'll be sharing a lot of the Tombstone events with you guys in the future, because I really love where I live, and I'm really proud to be one of the volunteers that keeps this town going as far as history and tourism and all that cool stuff like that. So much more to come. Hopefully a little more content, a little less irritation going on now that I've maybe figured out how to do this. Only stumble in that road is going to be that this app, Mobizen, I think, that I'm using is in beta. So hopefully it's going to be a it's not going to change so much when they get it rolled out that I won't be able to use it anymore. But right now I'm digging it. So I hope you guys are digging it too.